Right now, someone you care about is plotting their escape from your life. They're not going to break up with you, argue with you, or even give you closure. They're simply going to vanish into thin air, leaving you to question everything you thought you knew about them. This isn't accidental. It's calculated. And the psychology behind why people ghost you is far more disturbing than you realize. Ghosting has become the cruelest form of rejection in modern society. One day you're texting, calling, making plans together. The next day, radio silence. No explanation, no goodbye, no acknowledgement that you ever existed. But here's what most people don't understand. Ghosting isn't just rude behavior. It's a psychological weapon that reveals the darkest aspects of human nature. Today, you're going to learn the real reasons why people ghost, the warning signs you've been missing, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from this emotional violence. The first reason people ghost you is the most brutal. You were never real to them. In their mind, you were an object, not a person. Psychologists call this dehumanization, the mental process where someone stops seeing you as having feelings, needs, or worth. Think about how easily you throw away a broken toy versus how carefully you'd handle a wounded animal. To a ghoster, you're the broken toy. They've convinced themselves that you don't have real emotions, so disappearing won't cause real harm. This is why they can sleep peacefully at night while you're lying awake wondering what you did wrong. They've mentally erased your humanity to justify their cruelty. The second psychological driver is power and control. Ghosting gives someone ultimate power over you with zero effort. They get to watch you suffer, question yourself, and desperately reach out while they hold all the cards. It's a form of emotional sadism disguised as avoidance. Every unanswered text, every ignored call, every social media post they make while ignoring you, it's all feeding their sense of superiority. They know you're thinking about them, wondering about them, maybe even begging for their attention, and that knowledge makes them feel powerful. It's the same psychological thrill that bullies get from tormenting their victims, except ghosting leaves no visible bruises. Here's the third reason that will shock you. They're testing your desperation level. Ghosting is often a calculated experiment to see how much you'll chase them. They want to know if you'll double text, if you'll show up at their workplace, if you'll ask their friends about them. Every desperate action you take is data they're collecting about your attachment level and self-respect. If you chase hard enough, they might throw you a breadcrumb, just enough attention to keep you hooked. But if you don't chase at all, they've successfully eliminated what they saw as a low-value connection. Either way, they win. Your emotional well-being was never part of their equation. The fourth psychological factor is cowardice masked as self-preservation. These people have such fragile egos that they can't handle any form of confrontation or negative emotion. Having an honest conversation about ending things requires them to face your disappointment, your questions, maybe even your anger. Their psychological makeup is so weak that they'd rather inflict maximum emotional damage on you than experience 5 minutes of discomfort themselves. They tell themselves they're being kind by avoiding conflict, but really they're being the ultimate coward. They're so terrified of being seen as the bad guy that they become the worst guy possible. The fifth reason is perhaps the most disturbing. They enjoy your confusion and pain. Some people are psychological vampires who feed off emotional chaos. Your frantic texts, wondering what went wrong, your sleepless nights analyzing every interaction, your damaged self-esteem. This isn't collateral damage to them. It's the point. They get a twisted satisfaction from knowing they've left you emotionally devastated while they move on untouched. They might even share stories about your crazy behavior with their friends, painting you as the problem while conveniently leaving out the part where they vanished without explanation. Your suffering becomes their entertainment. Now, here's how to spot the warning signs before you become their next victim. Pay attention to people who have a history of sudden exits from other relationships or friendships. Listen for stories where they're always the innocent party and everyone else is crazy or too much. Watch for inconsistent communication patterns. Someone who goes from texting constantly to radio silence for days, then acts like nothing happened. Notice if they avoid making concrete future plans or seem uncomfortable with emotional depth. Most importantly, trust your gut when something feels off. Your intuition is picking up on psychological red flags that your conscious mind hasn't processed yet. Understanding the psychology behind ghosting isn't about excusing this behavior. It's about protecting yourself from psychological predators who use silence as a weapon. When someone ghosts you, remember this: it's not about your worth. It's about their character defects. They've revealed themselves to be emotionally immature, psychologically weak, and morally bankrupt. The trash took itself out. Use this knowledge to spot these patterns early, set better boundaries, and surround yourself with people who have the basic human decency to treat you with respect. Your emotional well-being is too valuable to waste on people who see you as disposable.